Hey everyone, I want to show you a really lovely way of creating a beautiful design with my new red hydrangeas. I'm so thrilled with these. And you know, somebody said to me the other day, oh, but you don't get red hydrangeas. Well, I want you to know that you can get red hydrangeas, and they were developed and patented in the Netherlands, I think in 2001. They're beautiful, and they speak volumes of warmth and strength. And if you're looking for a standalone beautiful arrangement and you need a lift with that strength, this is the flower to go with. It's also beautiful for the winter. Now I'm going to team that with this other hydrangea. This is my new, it's sort of a, I'd like to say it feels like a full-blown late summer hydrangea. You know, when the moisture's gone and they're getting to be a little crisp and dry, sort of almost edging into autumn. But I love how they've got, you know, the slight, ever so slight little tinges there, almost like they've been kissed with a nice, I don't know, let's just say a little rosé or a little burgundy highlight. So I love the two colours together. Now I've also got these beautiful roses that I absolutely love. I love the little cups of the little petals all opening up, and when you look down into them, they've got the lovely golden rays of the sunshine in there. I just love that, and they almost look like they're waiting on a bee to come and have a look at them. So I absolutely love that little bloom. Now the other one I've got is this one here. Oh, honestly, the only thing missing with this bloom is the fragrance, but I'm working on that. But I just really love the form and the color of, it's like a rich red claret. I just love it. And then I've got this beautiful bloom here, which is, oh, it is exquisite. And when they say, you know, in the language of flowers, the rose is the queen of all flowers. And when I look at this bloom, she definitely is the queen of all flowers. I just love her, and I just feel like I'm being drawn into the center of her. Okay, so I've got those roses. I've got this lovely black urn, because I do like flowers in a vase, but I actually like designing something into an urn that is going to be, and what I want to show you today is how you can take an urn and some artificial forms and then add in, maybe you've got a few late blooms of hydrangea. I just love this. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And when I was talking about the crinkliness of these, you know, that crispiness, you can actually hear it when you run your hand across it. But in this, you can still do the same. I love that. That just reminds me of, like, I love hydrangeas, and they are the grandmother of all flowers. I absolutely love the round form, and I love them as much as I love dahlias, because the colours, you get beautiful colours, and not two are the same. So that's got the lovely green, and then it's got that lovely, lovely little tinge of red. That's going to be beautiful with these roses. So say you've only got two of those in the garden, which I haven't, I'm going to get rid of that. The other thing I've got is these lukes. And I love the colorway of these two. So that everything I've done with the designing of these flowers is so that you can incorporate what you've got access to. You might not have a lot, but you can make something look grand and delicious. And I love the colorway, that beautiful, beautiful, deep, deep, deep burgundy red there, which is going to connect beautifully with these flowers. And I love the variants of green and red on all of the lovely little leaves down the bottom here. So that's already forming a beautiful picture for me. Then I'm going to team it up with some lovely magnolia, and I love the colorway of the leaves underneath. I think that nature's so clever with how she's created this beautiful palette of lovely colors and tones and tints, and you know, this lovely velvet with this beautiful sheen. And when I put that beautiful sheen with these flowers, it's just going to lift the whole design to another level. I've also got some gum, because I really love that beautiful grey colorway that comes with the gum. And when I place it with these flowers, it sort of like takes the heaviness of the red away and just gives it a nice lift. Now the other thing is, I'm using the black container because it's heavy in weight, And these flowers, because they're so big and bold, they need a really lovely solid thing to be placed in. Now, to begin, I'm just going to, and I've got, now the other thing I've done here, my wee cheats here, I have filled the cavity of this urn with the wet green foam. Some of those out there will be going, oh, you can't do that, Astar, they're artificial, you must be using the grey foam. I say there should be no rules because we can't always get our hands on what we need. We cannot. The other thing is, don't forget, I'm incorporating fresh, which are on this side. So the fresh is going to need a drink, and these stems, they don't care whether they're in dry foam or wet foam because they are all covered with a lovely plastic raincoat. So you can put these into water or you can choose to not put them into fresh water. So that was one of the wee things I was thinking when I designed these flowers. I've thought of it all, I hope. Okay, to begin, let's put some foliage around. I always like to start with a really good foundation because I think it makes it easier, it sets the flowers off and it gives the flowers something to sit on. The other thing I should have told you, and I keep forgetting, is before you start designing, just make sure that you have got all of your foliage cut to one length. The other little thing I need to tell you is I have got a round bowl and I have got 3 forms into here. I am missing a form to go into there. So I've got, if you were to put a line through the middle of a mirror in the middle of this design, the rule of thumb is what you do on one side, you do on the other. That's the same volume, the same length, the same, pretty much the same visual weight of what you're using. So I've got this big bit here and I've got this big bit here. Look at that. And then I've got this little skinny bit on this side. So what one should do is, as I said, there's an imaginary line running through there. What you do on one side, you do on the other. Now it is better because I've got this. It's not exactly, but it's visually sort of kind of the same. Now that is just going to achieve nothing. If I put it here, I've got nothing here. And in this design that I'm making, I want it to be round, not perfect round, but I want ups and downs and all sorts of things happening with it. So let's just put that to one side, shall we? And now let's look at introducing some gum. So I'm going to put a big piece of gum there. I'm going to put another bit of gum here. And even though it's extending, it's extending out. As long as the extending out bit there is exactly the same as the extending bit out there, you're going to be fine. The other thing I need to tell you is, I've got this wee thing that I say in my head all the time. 1 is lonely, 2 is boring and uninteresting. But 3 or more together is visually stimulating. So let's just bring this right by putting a little clumpy selection. I should be cutting these, but you know, that's all right. I can just clip them off or cut them properly. And so I'll just put, and what I'm doing here is I'm just stepping these into the design. I have to keep saying things because, you know, sometimes you just miss it the first time because I'm learning to play the harp and I'm learning about chords. And might I just add that I must have been told about chords and structures so many times, but still it's just not quite logged in there. But it's okay, it will get logged in there in due course. Okay, so let's put another piece into there, and I'm stepping them up ever so slightly as I work my way into the center of this design. The other thing I've got here is some beautiful bay. I use a lot of bay because I actually love the smell of it. So I've got a piece into there, I'll bring a piece in over to there. Bring a piece into there. This is very naughty of me, breaking those. Use the clippers because they're there. Sometimes I'd like to just have a wee snippy finger so that I didn't have to stop and start. Okay, so they are all in, and I've still got that bit, and I've still got one piece of that which I'll just leave to one side because I'm going to come back to those. Okay, let's start with these beautiful red hydrangeas. Now you could cut those if you wanted to, but this is what you can also do with them. You can bend them up, which is fantastic because after this arrangement is gone, you may want to use these for something else. Well, you can because you didn't cut them. Now, because it's big and fat and heavy, I'm going to push that right down into there. And with this one, I'm going to bend that up and I'm going to put that in and over to there. Ah, yes. Oh, that's a lovely feeling doing that. Now, let's go to the loops, shall we? And I'm just going to put a couple over to here, like so. And because I've done that there, I'm just going to whiz that around and I'm going to do the same over here. Now you don't have to put them into exactly the same position at all. You can have them just as long as visually you can see that you've got them there. Now the other thing that I've done, let me just turn this around to here. Now the other thing I've done is I've got a short one there and a short one there, a long one there and a long one there. I don't like that because that's sort of, well, it's just personally, I just don't like that. So what I'm going to do is, instead of having that down there, over there, let's just put it there for a little bit more interest. Because this design, I'm sort of thinking, because they're round, big, fat forms, it would be quite beautiful to have this sort of, it could be viewed from all around. The next, and I've got one, I've left one because I want to show you how to use that. Now, let's incorporate the fresh ones. Let's put one into there, cutting that ever so short, put another one into there. So there we have, I've got one there and I've got one there, and oh yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful picture. That's why I love doing floral art, because nature's done all the work for me. Okay, we're starting to look like we're going somewhere here. Now, with the roses, same thing, just bend those up. And I'm going to bring one over and into there. This is very good workout for your arms. Now, I've got 3 of these, so I've got one over there, this one here, and I'm going to put these with equal distance between them, like a triangle. So there's the point of my triangle. I'll come across to here. You can go up or down. Put another one into there, and then with the third one, oh yes, I'm loving this, bent over again. I need equal distance between that one, and this one. So what I'll do with that is I'm just going to place that there. And already we're starting to get this beautiful picture. And pretty much the length of all of my flowers is kind of the same. Some are a little bit higher, some of them are a little bit lower. You just do whatever feels right for you. It's like the floral dance. Okay, with these ones, and even though you can see the stem there, don't worry about that yet because we're not quite finished this design and you won't see it when we are finished. Put that to there. I've got this beautiful one here. Let's just push that down and into there like so. That stem, thankfully that stem hid away. Now I've got that stem there. Let's just put that with that. Look what's happening now. And then I've got one of these. I'm going to cut it just to prove that I can be a little bit professional. And I'm going to bring that into there so that I've got a little bit more height. And then what else have I got? There was something else that I kept. I've got this here. Let's put that into there like so. And then with this beautiful bloom, now you can decide, do you want to use it or don't you want to use it? And if you do, just bend it. Go in there with your hand. I feel like Jamie Oliver on a cooking segment here. Take your hand and that can just go into there like so. And I've got one left and I've got this lovely little clustery group over there. So why don't we just take that through and into there like so, so that when you look at the arrangement, look, you've got all this stuff happening. The other thing is I've got the gum at the side. Let's just, where you think that it needs some more, just get in there and just put a few more bits in and out and around if you feel like it. I'm going to have some just a little bit longer, and because I think it needs it, let's just get a couple of these little bits here, cut those on the slant, make it easier to get them in, and then let's just bring a little bit of that greeny bluey gum into the center. And because I can, and I've got a little space there, just remembering that what I did on one side I need to do on the other, and we'll just bring a little bit of that into there. Now this design will probably last at your house for a good 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how warm the environment is. The hydrangeas that I've got from the garden are going to just dry off and hold their form because they've got all these other forms in here. The lukes will dry off to a lovely brown colour. This beautiful magnolia, that's just going to hold its own for weeks and weeks and weeks. And the gum, as I said, that will just dry off. There is a beautiful arrangement that won't take you as long as me because I talk too much. But isn't that just a lovely statement piece, incorporating fresh and artificial? I hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed sharing it with you, and I look forward to seeing you all again another day. Oh, by the way, I'll put the link to where the flowers are at the bottom so that you can click and have a look through the website for all the other flowers that we've got there.